And we are live. Welcome to The Last Word with Lord Cognito and Ebontis. Special Friday, new DLC edition, new expansion, new annual pass edition, man. E, how are you doing, man?
It's been crazy couple of days, mostly just for the fact that I've got family coming in town this weekend. So just gonna be watching trials from afar because that launches
Hmm.
in hours, four of them to be a little exact about it.
That's
And yeah,
correct.
been working on leveling up, experienced the new tower and public event,
Hmm.
and kind of getting a feel for this season, and definitely getting ready to get the grind on. So how you doing?
Hmm. I think I'm good, man. I mean, considering the real life circumstances that everybody's been going through with
Yes,
the virus that we will not name for demonetization
seriously,
purposes.
yeah.
But yeah, man. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just like, I will say this, being I've never been as happy to be a gamer than now. Because if you can imagine, if you're a guy who's solely just into sports, if you're a person who is solely into just physical activity based on what is going on in the world right now, being a game is kind of cool right now. Because
Yeah,
you can, yeah, thoroughly
I can
entertain yourself,
live
man.
it up on the indoors and be like, cool.
You- It is necessary, man. I definitely, been taking advantage of it. So sleep's been all over the place. A lot of stuff going on. Obviously, cancellation, sad face, E3, but just kind of moving things around, adjusting, and then obviously, I text you, and you know how I feel about GCX, and you know how I'm dying to go back to GCX. That's literally our origins as a podcast. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And one could just hope. Right now they have not made the official announcement, but they just said kind of like they're in a wait and see kind of mode, right?
Pretty much. I
But
mean, that's I feel
mhm,
like all they can do at this point. I mean, it's farther away. They're not quite the
mhm,
scale of some of these like major events that are going to attract like tens of
mhm,
thousands per se. I mean, it grows every year, so who knows how big it's going to be. But they do have a
mhm.
point where it's probably you can't hold 50,000 people at GCX. It just ain't going to fit. So it
Yeah.
is on the smaller side, but also on them, they have probably my guessing of smaller backing. So when it
Yes.
comes to like canceling or falling
Hmm.
back or just like the financial hit is gonna be bigger, I think,
Ooh,
for them
yeah.
because it's on them and they built this thing themselves. I mean, Cathalion and Broman
Yeah.
and that whole rare drop group built this
Hmm.
event from next to nothing.
Next to
So
nothing.
it's when it's facing something like this, it's when it's hard because it's so personal.
Yeah, that's the human element right there. So we'll see what happens. We will be monitoring. You know what I'm saying? But as far as Destiny is concerned, yeah, I've been in and out. I haven't been playing as much as I would like to. I am really behind. The light is low. I'm gonna get most likely light smash this
Just
week.
walloped this weekend.
Yeah, it's not gonna be spooky, but I'm gonna jump in there, man. I'm gonna strap my boots on, lace them up, get them tight because Trials is here. Trials is here. So the cool thing I've been doing is really messing with loadouts, messing with the meta, seeing what's working, seeing what's feeling good. And like my boy Babazar said, ARs are looking real strong right now, man.
They seem to
Looking real
be
strong.
popular. So what are your loadout attempts? What are you potentially trying? Because I mean, yeah, we'll
Hmm.
talk about the other stuff that launched already, but I mean, the big
Hmm.
top is coming in 4 hours. So
Hmm.
what are you gonna try this weekend? What are
Hmm.
you testing? What's your experimentation? Because you're always a little off the book. You're like, I know that's the
Yeah,
page that everybody's reading on right now.
yeah.
I'm
You know me.
considering it, but
You
I wanna
know
look
me.
outside. Even though I think Bungie
See.
jumped all over all your
Hmm.
ideas, like Bungie definitely
Yeah.
hatched out many a change for you.
Yeah, man. Bungie's on to a lot of the stuff I was doing. Oh, shout out to my boy Meds, man. Shout out to Lord Country, brother. Love you, man. Love you too, brother. Cool, but please be safe, man. That's my bro. Yeah, man. Like for me, I had some ideas. Obviously, we had the patch notes that dropped the day of the expansion or whatever, the update. And I had some tricks I was thinking in my head of what I wanted to do. One of them was going to be top tree, Stormcaller, and immediately I noticed some new nerfs. Nerfs to grenades being, it was just a ton of stuff that I'm like, man, I was thinking of some really, sweaty lineups for trials, and they shut me down because Arc Web would have been very nasty in its current form, in its prior form. So that was one. And then so pretty much right now I was experimenting, just testing to see what I could get away with fusions, with shotguns, stuff like that first. Fusions felt a little different.
Hmm.
Um, I will say not substantial enough that they're not. I didn't feel like, wow, I can't use this anymore. I'm just like, okay, I noticed a slight
You're
difference.
not
I'm
you're
not
not gonna map.
map people.
You're gonna use them at like basically shutting down a shotgun type.
Yeah.
You gotta use it in the right place. And if I mean they're
Hmm.
trying to steer some of these weapons to get back where they
Yeah.
intended them to be, not be big,
Hmm.
giant, broken, cross
Hmm.
mapping, bolt firing things. Yeah, it's like
Hmm.
they're trying to steer things where they want them, even if it is like
Yes.
they're like, oh no,
Yes.
my favorite gun. It's like they're like, this is where we
Yes.
want it in the first place. It's just been a little busted.
So yeah, right now I'm kind of like locked into two different loadouts. As far as what I'm rocking with. Just like I get, actually, it's kind of older. I'm not doing the AR thing. Everyone's doing the AR thing. I am not doing the AR. I refuse. You know what I'm saying? I
What?
just
You don't
can't be
want
like
to be
everyone else.
part of a laser light show?
No hard light. Say no to hard light.
Oh, there's gonna be
600s
a
are good,
lot
man.
of people that are gonna be there. You're gonna be seeing some laser lights, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I've already seen. I've been catching a couple of L's to those in some elimination warm ups. I'm doing a lot of that. So pretty much I've been messing with strictly elimination comp, that kind of stuff. Just getting they are fun. I've been seeing a lot of that. The snipers out here, they're killing, man. They're really doing their thing. But for me right now, it's good old Vigilance win.
Uh,
Good old Vigilance is still doing what I needed to do. And I'm very close to my catalyst. So I think I like almost, you need 250. I'm probably like 200. So I'm getting there. I want to get that full auto unlocked. And then right now it's looking like it's going to be Vigilance. And your boy had a last hope or almost God roll in the vault. So I dust that bad boy off. Man, this is my first time using sidearms since they got buffed. I didn't use them the entire season of the Dawn.
yeah.
Yo, adaptives. Whoa, was I sleeping? It's disgusting, man. So yeah, mine's is like a multi-kill clip, and I forgot what the middle part. I think it's not threat detector. I think it's range. I wanted it to be threat. It's like rangefinder, which is not bad, and multi-kill clip. Loving that. And then for heavy, I'm going with old faithful Hammerhead with the rampage. You know what I'm saying? Spec on it. You know what I'm saying? Just keep it safe, keep it basic, keep it efficient. That's what I'm doing. So that's the first lineup. The second one, like I said, if things go sour quick.
Oh, it's very possible. Just everybody's like got an idea. It's like the Mike Tyson. You got
Yeah.
an idea, and then you get punched. Everybody's like, I gotta find something new. Getting worked
Facts.
over
Now, if
here.
I get punched in the mouth,
Yep.
backup plans will be super sweaty. I might have to dust out the Lord. I might have to dust out the Lord. You know what I'm saying?
Lord
See
of
what's going
Wolves.
on. Yeah, I might have to
Oh,
dust it off, man. It's still pretty effective. You
I
know
was
what I'm
like,
saying?
I haven't heard too much, so I don't know how it got hit.
Yeah, people haven't using it, but I would dust that off and the 540s, still feel good. The Outlast, the claws of the wolf, that kind of
Oh,
stuff, and
pulses.
then yeah, then run with a little shoddy joint. But ARs feel good. I was a little disappointed. Last thing I'll say, and I'll give it to you. Little disappointed in the 720s in PvP. Maybe it's just me. I had a nice steel feather repeater.
Mhm.
This wasn't doing what I thought it was going to do. But that's me for right
I
now.
have
And it's
hardly
not
touched
terrible.
PvP just because I know I'm not playing Trials this weekend. So
Yeah, facts. I know you've been all PvE
yeah,
doing. You got the video out. You got everything going. So what's going on, man? We've been, let's get into it. Like we've been talking, obviously, we're texting and stuff, and you've been giving me mixed signals, sir.
just
Mixed
different
signal.
feedback on different things.
Mm-hmm.
So we launch in, get our little story
Mm-hmm.
cinematic, which is cool.
Let's go.
So we see the floor of the world open up, little bunker down there.
Woo.
So we go to check with Anna Bray, then we talk with Rasputin, we get to sent to another
Mm-hmm.
bunker. The bunker's on the EDZ. That opens up from the ground and be like, what's up? Come on down. See
Go.
how quickly you could drive your Sparrow down these little tunnels
Oh, I
and
love that part.
stairs and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Then you come down, you're like, what's up? And I actually saw
Mm-hmm.
on Twitter somebody pointed out that the animation, it was actually Shackles, I think, Shaka.
Mm-hmm.
The animation of the monitors that light up when you're looking at the bunker, when you're looking at
Yeah.
Rasputin's
Yeah.
bunker, the monitors follow you like an eye.
Really?
Yep.
I gotta pay attention. Wow. I
So
don't like that he be buzzing in his Russian. Like he's a little
bow,
too
bow, bow,
intimidating.
bow,
Rah, rah, rah.
bow.
I'm like, yo, Ras, you gotta chill, bro. Like you two, and then you buzzing my
That's his
controller. You're
language, man.
a little too imposing. Continue.
But yeah, actually, so shout out to Nine Hiders on Twitter. Awesome artist there over at Bungie. And he was actually saying he had help from a couple people in the studio for like the math to say it's like, okay, from the center point to where the player's at, like shading most of them down, but lighting up certain ones and like showing basically that like whichever way you're facing, there's like usually about 3 or 4 monitors that will always track and face you. It's like the
Wow.
little
Fantastic.
nuances of stuff like that you don't realize. Just give the world always a little bit more life that you don't quite
Yes.
may not even notice, but it's definitely there. So
Absolutely.
so then you go down, talk to the bunker, and he's like, hey, gotta go clean this stuff out real quick. So we got our daily bunker, which you didn't know until one day later, but you've got to clean out the bunker every day. That bunker now has champions in it. The first time you get in there, you got the cinematic, you got Anna, you got Zavala sitting under the bubble. And then you got to clear out some captains and stuff, and you actually see them in a mission, which is can't think of the last time you've actually been walking up and they're just like sitting in the game world doing their thing. And I was like, kind of cool.
Kind of cool. Kind of cool. Shout out to Zavala for blocking bullets with his thing's little shield, little arm shield
that
thing.
one little, when he's on the Almighty, just was like, wait for it. Okay, gotcha. At least we got to see that giant shoulder pad get at least 1 bullet's worth of use. So it's been sitting out there for a while. We've been waiting to see if it's actually functional or fashional.
Agreed.
And then after you kind of clear it out with Anna, you like link up Rasputin, you go back up the stairs, you talk to him, you got bounties, you got upgrades, and then there's a public event. You guys can probably see in the background if you're watching the video. If you aren't watching the video, find it on either of our YouTube channels, youtube.com/Ebontis or Iron Lords Podcast YouTube channel, either one. But the big thing is you're throwing orbs at an orb to get it to move to the middle of the big orb arena. So lots of orbs going on. And at first I was like, is this public event like more of a pain in the butt? Then I realized the light level of certain things and then kind of got a feel for it and everybody figured out what had to happen. There is no heroic, but I swear this is like, as I've played a little bit longer, not all blueberries get it. There's a video, there's multiple videos. Follow did one, I did one. There's multiple videos of how to do this thing and not suck, but I will say people are getting better consistently because I think just everybody has to do the one thing. So the ones who are doing it now, 2 months from now, a blueberry trips into the season is like, oh, what is this? What do I do? Yeah, you're gonna be like, dude, why are you throwing that ball? What are you doing? Just like if you assume people know. But for now, lately at least, I've had reasonable luck in the last like probably 36, 48 hours on the public event going fairly smooth, I would say.
Nice. We're getting that you don't get those angry messages from Anna and telling you about it's been overrun. It's been overrun. This, that, the like I'm like, damn, then you see just little 2 balls get thrown out, you know you messed up. You're like, damn, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's interesting mechanic. Continue. So you was doing that, messing around with that.
Yeah, so you got that one. You're starting to collect currencies, and then I'm just trying to like lead into our discussion because when we get into the discussion, that's when it'll get interesting. But yeah, it's like you clear the plates on the public event. That's the biggest thing. And at first you're like, oh, it's not too bad, just some ads. And then fallen invisible guys are sitting on the plate, and you're like, why did we only get 2? And you turn around and you're like, that invisible guy just being a pain in my butt. And then if you actually make it through, then you got to fight the champions. And then there's a big giant captain sitting on your plate who's a boss, and nobody will kill him because he's got a crap ton of health. And then you actually make it through the time with the sneak left, and you got 2 champions. Nobody brought any mods with them. You're like, oh, I got to switch over to my mod weapons to make sure we break these champion barriers. Then you break the champions, and you finish with like 2 seconds to go, and you're like, all right, now I got to do it again.
Yep, back at it.
And I say that because my power level is 976, 977, somewhere in that realm.
Okay, all right, we in the same. Wow, I thought you'd be like, I'm literally that.
I mean, I've had work, I've been shopping, I got family coming in town. I'm already behind this season, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so power level's not crazy high, which means if you don't have a
Mhm.
group, I'm definitely not soloing the legendary lost sectors. I logged
Yes.
into one of those on like literally day one. As soon as I had access to it, I walked in, jumped up in the air, died that fast. And I was like, what just
Yo, it's
hit me?
real. It's
I saw, oh,
real.
Vandal shot me on the other side of the screen. Power level 1000? Holy crap.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was a
Woo.
beating. Holy crap.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
there are multiple things to talk about. I'm going to throw a couple topics out there and I'm going to let you just basically
Yeah.
snatch one out of the air so you get to pick first. We've got
Sure.
public event, we've got the new currency grind, and we've
Mhm.
got the power level of some activities. Some we have access to, some we don't.
Right.
But pick a topic. We'll just do it, draw it out of a hat. Just
Mhm.
which one you got?
Let's do the tie between we said the power level and the public event. Either one of those.
To start, public event, we
Mhm.
can start there. It's the
Yes,
lightest
I
of
did.
probably the three.
Let's like. Let's like.
What do you think?
All right. So started it, jump in. Like the aesthetic of it. Obviously you got the plate. You know what I'm saying? Then it lights up like a hot plate if they get on it. I thought it's pretty much a game of don't get overwhelmed. You know what I'm saying? Because
Hmm.
they're going to come. They're going to come from different sides, stuff like that. So roaming supers, all that stuff. I will say, with the artifact and stuff like that, they are pushing towards swords this season.
Hmm.
And I don't know if you've been messing around,
I
but
have.
yeah, yo, very impressed. Swords almost feel like a little combo system now. You're like boom, 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 light, heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like okay, we got a little flow. So I was messing around with it. It was way more effective. And at that, I don't even have the. I didn't at the time. I didn't have the overload round, which I heard is
Oh,
crazy.
yep.
The,
I know what
yeah,
you're
the
talking about.
overload sword round. So it was interesting at first trying to figure out what the hell I'm supposed to be doing, and then you see the little ball. The aim is a little unforgiving. You can completely whiff
Oh yeah, you got to be
throwing.
accurate for sure,
Yeah.
especially as it's moving. Make sure you're like easiest way to do it if you line up, but it's like shooting between the field goal. It's like if you
Mm-hmm.
actually just kind of come around and line behind it, it's only going to move that way, not like
Yeah.
passing across your screen and you
Yep.
whiff. So yeah, be
Mm-hmm.
patient. That's one of the things when I said on my public event video, if it takes you 2 or 3 extra seconds to throw the ball and you don't waste it, somebody else finishes that tower and you move on to the next one. Don't
Mm-hmm.
waste the balls. And I know
Right.
it's going to be a weird sentence, and shout out to Man at Arms on Twitter, and he's like, "My understanding of this season, balls."
Don't waste the ball, son. You
Uh,
need them.
yeah. So those are don't want to miss. Now every like round, if it's clear, you get 6,
Yeah.
and then you can technically complete that tower with 6, but
Right.
nobody can miss. And you're like, all right, please
Yeah.
don't miss. And then you're looking up there, and the ball is just hanging like one orb away from that center, and you're like, all right, who missed? I know it wasn't me. Who dropped the
Mm-hmm.
ball?
Who
Literally.
dropped the ball? Literally.
Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's kind of like it is definitely not forgiving. Now you don't have to go perfect, but it is
Right.
nice if you have a run that just goes like I haven't had the public event, I haven't had the what is it? Which is going to be a hard triumph to get.
What, like
Like
not nine
never
or
have it.
something?
I think it's have every tower go perfectly, like 6s every time. Like you can't miss a ball and you can't get
Mm.
overrun. I think there's a triumph I browsed through. Like you had to have to hit the Seraph Tower public event like perfectly. So that's
Mm.
gonna be rough.
Yeah, it's a lot of coordination involved.
But it's like even if it's not quite perfect because I haven't had it, if you get a
Mhm.
group that's in sync, it flows pretty well. Like you have 7 minute
Yeah.
countdown timer, and I've done it in 5, I think.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
it's longer. It's definitely one you can't force. I forget
Mhm.
what I was doing running around like I think I was actually playing with Aries who was in chat and my
Mhm.
brother possibly
Mhm.
Tuesday night maybe.
Mhm.
And we were on IO just doing random public event because we were like on a
Right.
flashpoint.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
we were doing the Taken one. Aries had Wardcliff Coil, and then I
Mhm.
had just a cluster rocket with me, but Wardcliff Coil is the way to go. That
Mhm.
Taken Blight public event, when done correctly,
Mhm.
just because I haven't seen it done as perfectly as we nailed it, it's like the
Mhm.
fastest public event. It is faster
Really?
than that ship because you don't have to wait on it.
Right.
So
Right.
like
Right.
the
That makes
ship
sense.
you can
Yeah.
kill, big boy comes in, he gets smashed. That's fast. If you
Mhm.
on the first stage literally go like Ward Cliff, rocket, somebody
Mhm.
golden gun, spawn the guy, couple supers, and you're dead, and it's dead.
Mhm.
Like maybe if you're good about it, less than a minute.
Damn.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
those are funny to see when things go quickly, and it's like
Mhm.
you can't force this Seraph public event to be fast. It's going to be
Right.
roughly 5 minutes plus
Right.
at least a minute with coordination on those champions.
Mhm.
So when you make
Mhm.
it through the minute, or when you make it through the tower, you get them up to 100%. You
Mhm.
spawn this champion or two,
Right.
and we were talking about. I was like, I wonder what the champions are going to be.
Yeah.
And we joked about the servitor barrier champion, and they nailed that one. I was like, no.
Yeah, they brought your man out. I was like, wow.
They got servitor who's shielding
Mhm.
while he's barrier shielded, and you're like, oh god. Ah,
That is true.
that was not good. And then it's overload captains, which don't seem
Mhm.
as, how do I say this, pushy as the Minotaurs. They don't see
Mhm.
as like forward aggressive because captains are
Yeah.
still kind of weenies, but there's
Mhm.
so I don't know their function per se. Maybe I'll run into them in a strike a little bit,
Mhm.
but trying to like describe, they don't feel as
Is
like
what?
I had like Unstoppables, just like I'm coming at you.
Yeah, I'm coming at you, right.
Overload Minotaurs is all I ever remember, and then they were just like
Mhm.
teleport through a strike or something like that.
Yeah.
So like the overloads weren't that common, but it's like the overload captains just, I guess they're just kind of annoying. You have to keep the damage on them or you can't do
Yeah,
anything.
man.
So it's just
And then
consistent
yeah.
more than anything.
Yeah, that recharge mechanic, yeah, it can get you, man. It can get you. I feel that. I feel that. So that's where we at with the public events.
So how you feeling about it? How you gonna feel when you run it your 1000th time? Like what do you got? How you
I'm
digging
getting
this one?
I'm getting negative vibes from E, man. No, I'm listening. Man. I mean, it right now, again, it's the first week. I actually liked it. It's not the issue that I see a lot of people have is also, people say, hey, they're recycling content, even though there's different game mechanics and stuff like that. Time is gonna tell. We're gonna tell. It's gonna tell how long we're gonna be invested in it. But I can see it as a situation that we're just doing it for the necessary part of the grind and stuff like that. The real reason, the real thing key will be, do we stick with it? You know what I'm saying, after it. So and that may be that may be no. You know what I'm saying? It may run its course quick. So they said there's other stuff for the roadmap that they haven't talked about and stuff like that. But initially, what I'm saying, for what I feel, it's just like have fun. It's just like you're in the arena, defend these boxes, go here, throw the thing, and then you get a couple of cool boss fights at the end. You know, Mindless fun. Also, what I was gonna say is, hey guys, take advantage of your bounties there. Take advantage of whatever. Switch your
Oh,
weapons.
yeah.
Do
Constant
everything.
bounties.
Constant bound. Constant. You know, different enemies and stuff like that. Well, G2, but at the end of the day, it's really cool to get a lot of things done. I got a lot of things done during that space, and even some of the Warmind bounties.
Well, the Warmind repeatables are easy. It's just like it's
Mm-hmm.
either going to be grenade kills,
Mm-hmm.
super kills, melee kills, or
Mm-hmm.
pick a weapon. So you literally
Mm-hmm.
just like every time you want to go, you pick up 5 repeatables, go do the public event. You'll get 6 Warmind bits. You do the repeatable bounties, you get 10, or if you've upgraded the thing, you get 12. Run
Mm-hmm.
with different weapons, rinse, repeat, do it over and over and over and over and over and over
Oh,
and over and
oh,
over and over
oh,
and over and
slander,
over and over.
slander. What's this?
Sorry. For the audio listeners, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And video too.
Mm-hmm.
So this is part of what I'm seeing, just at
Uh-oh.
least from the community,
Oh
is
boy, here we go.
what?
No,
This
I'm
has to
listening.
get talked about.
No, I'm in the dark. Like, you're literally educating me
Okay.
on how the community feel. I've seen like a
So
snippet. My head's
how
been in
much
the
have you
ground.
done with the bunker?
Not much. I mean, I got to level 2. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not at 3 yet. I didn't get a chance to,
Yeah, I haven't
you
seen the
know,
weapon yet. I'm close to, but
touch the
not quite
weapons.
there.
Yeah. So I'm very early, and just messing around and looking at picking the stuff that benefits you either in cost or, you know what I'm saying, stuff that makes sense. Not like vanity stuff, you know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. So you know, it's early. I felt like an obelisk feel with certain things of it.
Yep.
You know, the jury's out. I don't know anything about the weapons. One, you know, shout out to Tassie who we've had on. You know, one minute it's like, oh, these weapons are trash. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn, they trash. You know what I'm saying? And then the other minute now I'm like, he put one out today.
The
He was like
Warmind
almost,
cells, yep.
yeah, he's like almost a mea culpa. Like, yo, well, I may have been wrong because these mods are kind of, you know, this, that, and the third. So, you know, it's early. It's early, but to your point where I think you're going, and where I think the community might be sour,
Oh,
and
what?
the sour grape people are out. No, but I can understand people being concerned about just this because they'd be like, "Yo, it's not really a new play space. You literally just slept, or what you call it, on you know in the area and did something." I can understand that sentiment, you know, but we got to see, you know. But let's get into it. Tell me what's going on. I have to know what people are upset about. What's going on?
So I mean, you had people get done with Fractaline, grinding
Mm-hmm.
a whole bunch of that out. You had the
Oh.
obelisks that you had to level up with the Fractaline.
Mm-hmm.
You're leveling up these little non-NPCs, like basically inanimate NPCs, however you want to phrase it. What's up,
Right.
Forrest?
Oh, what's up for us? Mm-hmm.
So people were doing that. They leveled them up.
Mm-hmm.
They go through the season. They get them done. They turn
Mm-hmm.
around and they look at this thing and they're like, just Obelisk 2.0 with the
Okay.
currencies. Now, and then the
Okay.
other thing is now I would say this season started and reminded me with a feel of Forge.
Okay. Okay.
So when you start, you have two things you can do. I guess I would say three. You have a public event, which is a
Mm-hmm.
little bit of a struggle at first, but people kind of get on board. Now, me as a solo
Yeah.
player, I hadn't really searched out groups. I know one of the guys who's usually in my Twitch chat, he was like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, I found some groups. Even at 975, I was able to do the
Mm-hmm.
Legendary Lost Sector. Just got to get some groups to coordinate. And I get that.
Right.
Solo player, random person who logs in, though, this is like what they see this season. They're like, okay, public event, kind of getting a feel. Legendary Lost Sector. Hey, I go in. I got instantly killed. What the hell? 1,000 power level? I got to get out of here. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
that's not on the table. I got to get my power level up. Well, what do I do?
Mm-hmm.
All the old stuff that's powerful gear. Do I go do my strikes, my Crucible matches, go do my bounties, go do my stuff on the moon from 6 months
Mm-hmm.
ago, go, and it's a newer version of the Forge. Like
Okay.
the Forge started, and remember the Forge started too high that they bumped the level down.
Yes.
People couldn't
Yes.
experience the new content. And that was an issue. Then when you
Mhm.
turn around and look at this one, you're like, hey, it's a public event. What's the other thing I could do? And the other
Right.
reason I give a little credence to this, like, little high level of, I know you can get a group together, but that Legendary Lost Sector is 1,000 power level. It's one of the weekly
Woo!
bounties you have to do to get your Warmind
Wow.
drop of the week. You have the public event, you have to open that chest 4 times. Legendary
Mhm.
Lost Sector, you have to open that chest 3 times.
Mhm.
What you use to open those chests, you only get from the daily bounties. There's only
Mhm.
4, so you
Right.
literally have to do, you can do 4 chest
Mhm.
openings on the public event. Got to wait till the
Right.
next day for your dailies to open the other side chests for the Legendary Lost Sector, if you can beat it, just to
Right.
finish the
Just
powerful
finish,
gear
yeah.
grind at the bunker. So that's one.
Mhm.
Then
Mhm.
if you're like, okay, I want grind. Well, I went to the moon. I did the story mission there. That's one.
Mhm.
I went to the Altars of Sorrow. I started doing I had a lot of bounties saved, so I've got all that stuff done.
Mhm.
All of that stuff
Mhm.
is where some people are like, I got to go do all the old stuff to do the new stuff again, to be able to be high enough to do the new stuff. So it's like, it's an interesting discussion because, again, how much content can Destiny make? That's where it's tough. They wanted to put stuff that's a little aspirational. It's like, hey, they made the public event 980. They
Mhm.
made the Legendary Lost Sector 1,000.
Yeah.
Like, they wanted to give stuff for people to reach for as they level up a
Mhm.
little bit. But when you log in, you want to try new stuff. So it's like, how
Right.
do they win that battle? And I feel like they're kind of damned if they do and damned if they don't. What do you think
Mhm.
about just even that feeling of, I got to go grind the old stuff to get high enough. If I do grind some of the new stuff, it's such a currency grind that I just got tired of last season to take into trying to get into this season. It's like, it's more currencies, it's Warmind bits to level this thing up. If the Warmind bits buy the upgrades in the bunker,
Right.
then the bunkers give me chipsets. Chipsets up the reputation. That's how I actually get a level. That's how I move this quest forward.
Right.
So that's kind
Yeah.
of the info dump. So
Mhm.
all of that to you, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I get the sentiment. I can understand the sentiment. For me right now, I'm having fun with the content. It's early, but I am having fun with it. I think I do understand that people, are gonna feel away that like this is good. This is not the annual pass model is going to have some content like this. Now, I will say this from what I've seen initially, with cinematics, with story building, with leading in, I feel they're doing a much better job. They're doing a much better job in that department. As far as the weapons and the nerfs and stuff, we'll get into that. We all know the reason for that, and that's trials. Things got to behave, in a good way. But yeah, man. I mean, look, they have to be careful that they don't fall into patterns. And one of them is obviously this is a very obelisky kind of thing.
Mhm.
Some people might not be into this level of grind. You know what I'm saying? That's one. But at the same time, we can't say, "Yo, what's up with this?" When and then we were complaining about, "Oh, Sundial is like Menagerie 2.0, so to speak." So they're in a tough spot. They're in a tough spot, and as we well know, based on bandwidth and things of that nature. We've discussed
Resources and discussions of how
resource.
much can be made. I
Yes,
want all my content right now, but they can't do
that's
it. They
right.
don't want to crunch, but I want all my content forever and
That's
always,
right.
every day.
That's right.
But we don't
That's
want to
right.
kill the developers. How do we
And
balance
we
that
don't
out?
care.
Nobody freaking knows either. Don't worry, we're confused too.
You think you're slick, but at that time they had High Moon Studios. They had Vicarious Vision. But anyway, yeah, I mean, it's a different day. It's a different day. So, and here's the thing: if they don't have enough surprises and rewarding loot for the PVE guys this season, you guys are gonna be miserable. You know what I'm saying? For me, I'm dancing in the street.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For me, this is amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like I could just touch this little stuff, okay, get to where I got to go, and then boom. You know what I'm saying? I'm into my trials and my stuff for the weekend and stuff like that. So this is a dangerous season that could possibly be season of the drifter esque for you.
And
For
it's
your
like, and we
life.
don't know, and that's the big thing. But I
Hmm.
was even talking with my chat, and the
Mm.
biggest thing is a first impression
Mm.
on a season of how long you're going to stick with it. If somebody's like, hey, if I
Mm.
jump out on the season, trials may not be for me. I got to go grind this new stuff up. Nightfalls, which we'll get to in a little while. That light level looks
Woo.
absolutely insane.
Yeah.
I'm somewhat casual with this stuff, like 1,000 power level. I get like a few powerful gear drops a week, much less just trying to get up to the
Mm.
powerful gear crap in 3 months.
Right. Right.
It's like Bungie is doomed no matter who they try and make this game for. Are we going to make it for the
Right.
hardcore? Are we going to set the level so far out there it's going to be the crazy people that get it? Well, not everybody can
Hmm.
play it. Well, hey,
Yeah.
everything drops really fast. You don't have to grind that hard. Everybody gets pinnacles from every single thing that they do. Cool, I'm at the top
Hmm.
level. Well, now the hardcore grinder's like, what the hell am I playing this for? Why am I doing a raid? Because I get the same thing from Basic Strike.
Right. Absolutely.
And then, like, hey, you
Look.
have your PvE.
Hmm.
Hey, it's like, okay, we got PvE, we got all this stuff being built, we got to do this fractal line, we got the Sundial activities going on. Cool. Where's my
Right.
PvP stuff? We don't have a whole
Hmm.
lot of that going on. Trials is coming. Cool. All right, well, all my Trials
Hmm.
people were really excited. We're ready to play Trials. And then on the other side, we turn around. What do we got? We got you a public event.
Yo, you disrespectful. You did. Yo, you did. That's all they gave you. They slid you a public event with some towers and said,
I'm like,
"This going to
this
entertain
is
you."
like the extreme of what some people may be thinking. Like, I mean, trust me, you put YouTube videos up, there's enough comments and be like, blah, blah, blah. There's both sides of all this crap. And
Uh-huh.
it's just like PvP hasn't got a lot of love for a while. They're finally getting the big deal of Trials, living every weekend. We'll talk about that. That is huge. So
Hmm.
hopefully it lands. That's kind of the question. But
Hmm.
um, so Trials is going to be big. They haven't had a lot of PvP love. We got 3 new maps instead of like 1,
Woo.
maybe. All good
Hmm.
popular maps from D1. I don't care if you're
Hmm.
saying they're D1 maps, they're good maps, so it's fine.
That good maps is Fix your face.
Yeah, I played them all.
Not you.
No, I played them all.
The crowd.
They're good.
Yes.
It was so funny. As soon as I jumped on some of those maps, I was like, oh, right here in the memories. Yep, I know this map. So it didn't take long.
Yeah.
It was like in step, knowing where it's like nowhere to at least look. I still suck and get my butt whooped, but at least I know where to look on some maps. I'm not like learning a brand new one. So
no doubt. Yeah, I mean, shout out to Forte. He said you play all the content to level out your character. If you don't engage with all the content, you're gonna get left behind. Yeah, I mean that's part of it. But in E's defense and to the people, the PvE community, I can understand the concern that say, hey, is this gonna be what we doing? Is just only this? Now, I want to comment real quick. I tried the legendary lost sector. Tried the Kaibatsu. It was just me and Kai, 2-man, 960 something. We ain't had no business being in there.
Yeah.
We were getting smashed, right? But then we just started plotting and going slow and finally, we died a zillion times, but I have to say, it felt super rewarding doing challenging content when, we're not supposed to be. I will say they helped us out by not letting us go to orbit. You know what I'm saying? They keep you there with them deaths.
Yeah, if you had to restart with you both died.
Oh.
Now, I will say, when you were underleveled trying to solo, it was the first day I went in there and I was like, all right, I tried. I really did. And I was like, I was just playing by myself, waiting for people to get home. And I was like, all right, let me go see what this lost sector is like. Made it through the first basic guys. It was the overload captain by myself at level. I couldn't do it. I could not beat that captain by myself. I could not do enough damage consistently between reloading, not dying, him sneezing at me the wrong way. Just because then if I lose, I can't pick you up, you can't get me up. With a group, groups, that's what I was saying. Mike Hughes usually in the chat, he was saying 972, he was knocking out the Lost Sector. He had a group and did some LFGs and stuff like that and found some people. And I was like, cool. Actually does make people go do LFGs and play together, which is, as you were saying, it's the struggle to get through, which is not a bad thing. And I like that it's not stupidly punishing, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
I was like, it's 1,000 power level. When you're at 970, be like, all right, we got to work. We got to put up, we got to put up healing rifts, and I got to put up my barrier wall, and now we can shoot through the barrier wall with the new exotic and all these other things that we've got going on. It's and we can slowly work through this thing, coordinate fire. Hey, I'm shooting the auto rifle. I've got them overloaded. Okay, let me reload real quick. We're switching back and forth. Those are cool times. And swords are beast. You are correct, Forte.
Oh, swords are beast, bro.
Yeah.
That was the key for the Lost Sector, because I think me and Kai struggle. We're doing all type of tricks. He's got his hunter, he's got his tether going. I'm running Stormcaller. I'm like, okay. No, shout out for them to being evil, having servitors in the back with a whole gang of invincible bodyguards in front sniping.
Yeah,
that's
I'm
crazy.
Like,
that's evil.
Yeah.
That's evil. And these being all the way in the back, not trying to be seen. I'm like, yo. And what's funny is we thinking that's over. So we finally get through that. I'm like, all right, Kai, run the tether. You run the tether, boom. I'm gonna come in there. I'm gonna storm trance him out. We're gonna get the minions so we could narrow him down. And then it was rough, man. We ran out of bullets a couple of times. It was hilarious. The funny thing is we redid it, and Sinister was in. This man, all he did was pull out that sword and that overload, what you call it? The overload mod. He was wrecking those things in seconds. So shout out to the swords being really cool. Oh yeah, I got Black Talon Catalyst yesterday. Yeah, that's a good one too. But right now I got the Black Armory sword. It's got surrounded. It's got a cool roll on it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the one I'm using. And when I finally started using, so they felt good, man.
Oh
they
no, if you are
really good.
For one, the infinite looping light attack animation just that feels good if you got if you got a bunch of people around. That's really cool. And then on the other side, when you're like, hey, I've got this big guy, let me see how hard this heavy attack kit hits. And if it's full energy, man, dude, it is like you just uppercut with a Guardian light energy. It's like I did a super uppercut. It's pretty beastly. So no, swords feel pretty good.
Swords feel nice, man.
But again, this is where the issue. It's exotic. People in chat are talking about World Line Zero and Black Talon. can't use the overload catalyst on those, or you can't use the overload mod on those. And I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Why? I don't understand. You have all these exotics, and you almost want us to use like 2 primaries at times.
Yeah.
Because you want like overload, or you want overload or anti-barrier or unstoppable, which is only on hand cannons.
Right.
And you're like, okay, so I need barrier. Okay, I got auto rifles for overload if I'm not running a sword. Like, what are my options here? It's like it's odd that sometimes they steer you back to almost 2 primaries, even though they're like, hey,
they kind of do.
They do. Like, if you want to be able to cover, and if you want to cover it yourself, like if I go into a match-made Nightfall, not the 1,000, but what is it, 970 now? If I go into one of those, then I don't trust anybody else, which you play enough random match-made ones, you're like, I may be going in with 2 sidearms, which is sadly what I did, but I'm going to make sure we can handle barrier and unstoppable.
Yeah, you want to be there for everything.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to shoot peanuts, but at least my peanuts are going to handle the champions. Hopefully you guys can do some damage. And I did that. And I went into, it was a nightmare hunt, actually, that I did. That's why I needed overload. I needed a hand cannon and a sidearm or a submachine gun. And I was like, submachine gun, hand cannon, and whatever my heavy was. I was just breaking the champions. That's all my whole purpose was. But I'm like, I'm back in double primaries with a hand cannon and a sidearm. I'm like, what just happened?
So they steer it. As a result, you feel there's some steering going on and limiting you into these lineups, so to speak.
Yeah, because you got to be able to manage the champions most of the time, especially if you can't. Breachlight with Vorpal, I did get that roll.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Vorpal's beast. Yeah,
but yeah, it's just one of those where you are kind of oddly, when you think about handling the high content, steered away from like kinetic or like kinetic special heavy. You're like kinetic energy primary and heavy, and you're like, wait a minute, how's that work?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, facts.
It's just it's interesting. It's just like. It's very. Sometimes it is just one of those. Be like, hey, what about? I can't use a shotgun right now. It's not. No.
Right,
no.
Yeah.
Damn it. And you just have those moments where you want to go use that special weapon slot, and you really can't put it to use on something that you're like, hey, I need to output damage. Well, if I don't have heavy weapon drop, I'm gonna just be like pecking away at them for a while. So.
Yeah. No, I completely understand. Completely understand. And what you're saying is valid. You know what I mean? I definitely hear your point. We gotta see. Early impressions, though, I get the concern. Like, I get it. I trust me. I see what you have.
Well, and then the other side, too, is like, what would be nice to be like, hey, I need a hand cannon. Cool, let me go grab Sunshot. Explode some heads, go put Unstoppable on there. I need it for whatever mod I'm facing. But at least I can blow up some faces and see some cool explosions while I have to ADS for a second, get my Unstoppable round, stop that giant ogre. But at least I can blow some stuff up while I do. Like, same thing. Graviton Lance would be fun. Vigilance Wing for a pulse. Like, haven't used that with an exotic, and I've thought about that multiple times. But a lot of those energy exotics, especially, because Sunshot, Graviton Lance, they have some cool effects to them. And...
I just started using Sunshot.
I believe
I just got the catalyst.
Somebody actually told me they got theirs this week, too. Yeah,
so catalysts are now dropping... in the wild, like they are dropping in the strikes. Got that and the Lumina one. But I said, all right, let me dust off Sunshot just to get it ready. I had no idea that Sunshot was doing what it's doing still.
Dude, 12 bullets and just dumb explosion. Like, and it's not a headshot. Just if they die, they turn into a bomb. Just all the time.
Yeah, snappy, powerful, like and it. I was digging it. That's why I said, you know what? Let me get this catalyst done. But yeah, no, I hear you, man. I hear you. E. We gotta see. We gotta hold out hope.
We're 3 seasons in. I know we're not the only ones that are be like, hey, can we throw mods on exotics? And they still won't let us do it. And I'm just like,
balance. Come on, E. It would be too crazy.
No, it's not. I talked about this before. The only do you think the weapon itself is balanced? If you don't, if there's not a giant sandbox patch to change, hey, Sunshot's too powerful. It got left alone. It must be pretty good right now. Okay, now let me just use that to break the champion shield. Everything else I use it for is normal. So it's like, it's not going to break the game. I just would love to use some of them because we have these collections of weapons. And if you go into the champion type content, not going to use them. It's just weird. So I would really like to see those. I don't expect them in season 11, which is the next one.
Hmm.
But in year 4,
Hmm.
come on, give me that mod slot on the exotics, please.
I don't think it's happening, man.
That's just
I don't think it's
then they're
happening.
shooting all their exotics, the ones that you want to
Hmm.
keep around for so long. For what's the point of
That's
them
right.
then?
But you can't play with exotics because it don't got a little mod on it. That's
No,
what this is. That's
but
what we doing.
okay, but if you need those if you're going into top tier content, I'm not saying
Right.
just like, hey, I'm gonna go run a basic strike. Yeah, I can blow out sunshot and blow up heads. You can do that
Hmm.
with like a dragonfly weapon too. Like,
Yeah.
but if you want, hey, I want to go in the top content, solar would be good in this situation. I've got
Hmm.
sunshot, I can slap it on. Now I need a hand cannon, unstoppable barrier situation. Cool, I'm gonna throw that on sunshot because it is the hand cannon.
Hmm.
Why not? Yeah, I
Listen,
don't know.
it sounds fun, but what would happen? Most likely, people would get locked in to 2 guns that are just the most effective way going forward, and you know how they feel about us liking stuff too hard and not utilizing the rest of their arsenal. They don't like it. And the
I
whole
will
thing
tell you,
is
everybody this season is going to be running that auto rifle once they get it, though. That's the only one that seems like it's worth it, him.
yeah.
I was like, the Seraph weapons aren't crap because the War Mine cells seem pretty cool, but it's going to be that auto rifle that is running everything. So it's like,
Hmm.
they're like, oh, they don't want us liking it too long. They just want us to like what they want us to like.
Daddy Bungie, I've been telling you.
I know.
That's how Daddy Bungie does. It's about they want you like what they like.
Yeah.
And their whole thing is balance, and it's all you know, we want this whole, they want to do this whole melting pot. Hey, try our wares. Try our swords. Try our grenade launchers.
Try
you know what I'm saying? Like
try our
yeah,
specific exotics that have these mods
Yeah.
on them. Oh, you need unstoppable? Go grab that sidearm with that laser beam. Well, I've got
Mhm.
other options. No, just this one.
Is it- now look, it's a plethora
Go
of
use.
auto
Oh, you
rifles.
need to you
and
need to break
sandals.
barriers.
Mhm.
What about all these other? I've got exotic, auto rifles for breaking barriers. No, we're not going to let you use Suros. We're not going to let you use Hard Light. You got to go grab Ariana's Vow if you want to break barriers.
Mhm.
So like, there are exotics that do those. Yeah, the big bow with
Mhm.
Unstoppable as well. There are exotics they do those, so they
Yes.
have that ability on exotics already. So why not put it? Why not allow it in their seasonal rotation? They've literally
Now
been like,
that's your
pulses.
that's your argument.
That's the
Now-
nail in the coffin. Yeah.
now you're talking. Now
Yeah.
you're cooking. Now it's
I
back
just
to the
tried not to bring
campfire.
that one up.
No. You had that. You had that stash. That was very good, sir. I like that. No, you're right. Like I thought that was the route they were going to go. Right. I thought, okay, they've got this new. Let's be real. I mean, I like Unstoppable Champions. I like Overload. I like that mechanic in hard content. It feels different. We got to knock that shield down. He gonna get his health back. Cause let's be real, Destiny vets, we're gonna blaze through this stuff. We know all the tricks. You out here soloing content. They got to put a stop to you. You're dangerous for them. Like you and the other robot. What's our robot friend? The non-human friend that we like.
Oh,
Esoteric.
Oh,
It's you
makes
two
me look like
that-
a schmuck.
No, you. I mean, he's a beast. He's a beast for sure. You know what I'm saying? But you get busy. My man get busy too. So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Fix your face. At the end of the day, the thing is, they want to make things difficult. They want to give us a challenge. I love that aspect, but I thought they were going to go to Leviathan's breath route, right? What you call it is going to be unstoppable. Is a intrinsic perk. Ariana's Vow, one of those other joints is a intrinsic perk, right? I thought the new exotics may have that flavor to try to encourage utilizing the new one, and it seems like since Shadowkeep, they've gone away from that. Like they don't want. I think maybe it's an experiment, and they're like, no, we don't like it, and we're not putting this on exotics anymore. And it is an interesting change in philosophy. So yeah, they definitely backtracked. I agree with you. They introduced something that I thought that was going to be the new wave now, and nah, you know what I mean. So it comes down to utilizing these legendaries, and it's basically each season is what is the flavor legendary of the of the month. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like, okay, scouts are not cool right now for Impulse is not cool right now for anti-barrier, so now it's this and now it's that.
Yeah, it is
And
the season of go shake hands with the enemy up close and personal. You gotta be within
what
range.
you wanted, what you wanted.
What?
You wanted to get busy. You didn't want to get pushed back. Remember, you was like you want to be in the mix. So now you're in the mix.
Yeah, but you still get smashed by bosses.
But at least you can kill them now.
You can do more damage, but you're still gonna get smashed away. You might get one swipe in, and then you're kicked across the map if you don't die into a wall.
Well, if you use your stun mechanic with your overload,
you can't stun a boss.
Oh, well, not a boss, but
that's the ones I'm talking about with the stops. You still have to kill bosses, and you might go through a legendary lost sector, and there might be champions that you can break the champion piece. But if you get to a boss and you're like, hey, let me go put some sword into a boss, and then you go flying away from this giant stomping guy, yeah, you still get stomped. So,
yeah, that is true. That is true. But I see your point. I would be surprised if we ever get that. I think it's not something they're interested in doing.
All right.
Unfortunately.
So I got to continue this level discussion, and I wanted to see your thoughts there if you checked around the director. Grandmaster Nightfall preview loadout build. It's not even the right words. Modifiers and light level. Did you look at what that thing's going to be?
I did not, but I saw your text messages, so let's get into it.
Okay, so if you guys haven't actually just browsed through the director and been like, hey, Nightfall's, hey, Grandmaster's not out yet, that's fine, but let me click on it. Oh my god. So, Grandmaster Nightfall, 1060 power level.
Whoa. Yeah.
What are we at right now? 970?
970.
Now, it's going to come out in 6 weeks, so you got some time to get to the powerful cap.
Yeah.
At that time, they are going to open up some more pinnacle drops as well. Those are going to be your basic challenges from Zavala, Drifter, Weekly Clan, that stuff. So there will be options for more pinnacle drops as opposed to your dungeons and just your raids. Like Trials will have some too. Right. So we got that going on. Pinnacles are still going to take you to 1010. Now, what's the highest you've ever had your artifact? Bonus power level. Plus what? No, just plus like plus.
Oh, plus like plus 20 something. I don't know, 15. I can't remember.
What was your
15 and 20?
Yeah. So if you got to season rank like 207, I think I've heard, that's plus 20. That gets you that bonus. So if say you do get 20 plus power levels, which if we don't have double EXP at a seasonal event, if we don't have time loss bounties, I wouldn't have even been close there. 21, 22, and like depends on how much you play, that's still a crap load of bounties. So you're potentially average person, probably going to say 15 feels about where you get to if you play a decent amount. You don't overkill the season, but I played a pretty good amount, but I'm not like streaming and living in the game.
Right.
So 15 to 20. That means I'm going to be 1,025 to 1,030 at the absolute max if I max out pinnacles.
Right.
Grandmaster Nightfall. 1,060. So for the average person, it's 45 power levels, probably above you. And you have every modifier that was on Master, plus about 4 more. You have limited revives. You have extra shields. You have... They had to make a little bubble called Prime Modifiers, and they shoved about 5 more in there. There's no joining in progress. Extinguish is on there. They've got extra champions upon extra champions. There's more shields on enemies, like Shanks have solar shields, like just random stuff that wouldn't have shields. There's a limited number of revives, so if you are struggle busting in there, you can't just like hang in a corner, res and die, and like get the little peak shots. So I was just curious your thoughts on that one, just to think. I mean, I know like, okay, so the people who play 12 hours a day and the ones who are god tier, like Gigs, who's 1,010 before Trials even starts, those are the ones like, but they got through the powerful and the pinnacles. That artifact is nothing but time.
Yes.
So even if you're 1,025 and you're looking at 45 power levels, Dado in a group is probably going to get a group of as high 2 other people together. They're going to fight through it. But
Yes, they are.
they're going to fight through it, and they will probably
They
do
are
it. I will definitely say they will do it. Like, Esoteric's going to have a couple of people. If he solos a Grandmaster, I'm going to just like,
Oh, you know it's coming.
oh, that is going to be insane, but I'm sure it will. Either way, you are talking about a fraction of a tiny of 1%. So,
Yeah, I have
that's
no
what
problem.
I was going to say. Is like, is that who you
I
wanted
have
that
no
for?
problem.
Is the light level out
Yeah,
there too far? Is that, but again, the question, did you see the rewards?
I did not. What was the
Ascendant
reward?
shards are common, and exotics armor is common. That is the only two things listed on there.
Man, I ain't like that. Now that may shift me a little bit. Yeah, I don't for
I was
that.
doing one and then
nah,
the
man.
other.
Yeah, no, I ain't about that reward. Like that's not incentive enough for those guys. You know what I was going to say prior to you dropping that bombshell was that this is for that 1%. The guys that are making and I'm not gonna throw my man under the bus, but he did put this out. Shout out to Glad. He was like, yeah, I saw the tweets. He was like, hey, I don't feel it's for me right now. Where does this put me? You know what I'm saying? I shout out to Desta Legary, again, good friend of the realm. I'm not happy. There's nothing challenging for me. These are the sentiments that just a few weeks ago, dudes were jumping on stream. They were very upset about challenge. Now challenge your face in this. Throw your face all in this. And now I don't want to hear. Now I will say though,
like, and then why do you challenge yourself like that?
To your point, those rewards need to be better for those guys, right? Those rewards for that 1%, that 5%, those rewards. Yo, Black is on fire in the chat. Give me Grandmaster armor. Yeah, he's out of control. But yeah, like for that 5, you gotta now bless them. You know what I'm saying? That is not an easy feat. And all these negative modifiers, all these things that you're putting in. Like it's going to
12. Yeah. Instead of 8, now it's 12 things against you.
It's 12. Yeah, that's going to discourage a lot of people. That's going to discourage. Me, I'm not living that type of life. Like, that's not a life I want to know about. Shout out to anyone who's doing it. Me, I will be staying far away from that. Now, if you would have said, there's some rare exotic or, there's something that you get a quest line to start something, absolutely. Now I'm like, all right, you know what? That's a goal to strive for. That's something, I can get behind. But they still not there with, I like the idea of Nightfall Ordeal, right? I like the idea of that, but they're still not there with rewards on that kind of stuff. Yeah. Like we still need more. We still need those exclusive. I mean, they put those in, having exclusive stuff to a strike. But I guess that debuted before we had random rolls and a lot of other stuff. They got to rework the reward system for pinnacle content. That's still been their Achilles heel in D2, minus a couple of hero moments with Whisper and, what I'm saying, all that stuff, 0 hour. But for the most part, the day-to-day stuff, raiding, comp, right? The pinnacle rewards haven't been, and even we talked about, with Pit of Heresy and Wishender and all that stuff. Like, it needs to be better. It needs to be, really dominant. Those guys got a shot. I think the closest they came was probably 1K, but then they it's so random and so rare that it's like, so that's where I'm at, man. They still got work to do. That's where I'm at with them.
I was just trying to throw it out there because I literally logged in and was like, oh, Nightfalls. Oh, let me look. Oh, God. Like, it was just the reaction of just like, just to know what it's going to take to get through that. And you think about like limited revives. We're talking about like raid tokens. I'm like, do you have any idea how many people I watch as a group like die or hide in a corner or find a place to? I was like, those are going to be punishing. And it's like, and I know certain people are going to do it, and that's what they made it for. But it's like, as you said, if you make it so difficult and out of the reach of most people, you got to make a reason. And then Prescott said it too. It's like, I still need a reason to masterwork armor to make the golf balls feel worth their pain. Like to go do even a Master Nightfall is going to be 1030. with like 8 modifiers going on. I still need a reason to go reach even outside of my level to go get a golf ball. It's like, are those the reason to play the content? Or it's like mastering the armor, like getting from 7 to 10, maybe getting one more scavenger mod or one more little mod. Is that the one that makes that content better? Or is there other ways that they need to be considering how to handle it? So
Yeah. No, I agree. I think, like I said, this is they've still got to tweak. They've still got to find their way with this. And make no mistake, this is definitely, the hardcore. You ask for it, you gonna get it. But they still got to tweak. They don't have the reward balance yet for the level of investment and commitment. And that's always going to be a problem.
Yeah. I mean, Blackwings is sitting there saying in chat, and this may be extreme, but it's like, if you had a hard mode raid and a Grandmaster Nightfall, when you said Grandmaster armor that comes with four mod slots, 70 plus stats, and should be full exotic armor, and you could even either get like an extra perk that you could wear or some way to set that apart with like ultra stat rolls. So if you do spend your time and you get armor drops in there,
right,
that it's actually getting to be like, okay, like you're sitting at like 70 stats, but my God, if you put time into those insane activities, but then you actually feel like, hey, I've got an extra mod slot. They hold 12 or 13 energy, so you can hold another mod. Like all of that type of stuff. Like that's the level that type of content should be doing, because currently the armor is not making that much of a difference. I would say it's not like I'm leveling up a huge deal if I go do this stuff. I'm just like, my power level goes up, but the armor I get doesn't change that much. It changes recharge times, but I'm like, I'm not stronger with resilience.
Stronger, yeah.
I'm not faster. I'm not. I've always joked, like, you could be stronger and have more health with resilience. You could be faster with mobility. I still never know what to do with recovery in like an RPG sense. It's always a weird stat to me. And then of course recharge times are recharge times, but those types of things are where maybe year 4 could stretch towards. But as you're like hard mode raids or crazy nightfalls or trials, like, and you have your kind of trifecta, and then maybe Gambit perfected if that ever exists. But
no, I agree. That would be an awesome cadence. I agree. I think that would be something they really need to do. They've got to make some adjustments. There's no doubt.
Speaking of rewards, by the way, you see all those possible seasonal rewards that we've got from Zavala, that we've got from Shax, got from Drifter.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, never mind. We don't have ritual weapons this season. We have to talk about that, man.
We got to talk about it, man. Like, look, there's 2 controversies going on that I know. One was the emblem stuff. You know what I'm saying? We lightly touched. And I definitely understand the sentiment. I'm not a big emblem guy, but if I put thousands and thousands of hours into something,
if I get
don't, and they made the statement, and we know what's going on now, but that's a big blow to wake up. That's almost jarring, right? If you're the type of Destiny player that cares a lot about that, that's a sense of pride of you. Now with this thing, I was surprised to see, I just looked at all the vendors like you do.
Just wait for the Iron Banner bow. You've got that.
Yeah. That's not it, Chief. And I'm not going to be... it's disrespectful for me to even say that because I didn't see it. But come on. Like, man, I just don't like them not telling us. That's what I have issues with Bungie. When you don't say anything, right, and you wake up and your emblems are gone and there's no ritual weapons, people gonna feel away. They're gonna feel away. And it to me, it's like, what's the purpose of doing those activities then? Because outside of the powerful gear reward,
mid-season, you'll be able to get pinnacles.
Listen.
I'm literally I mean, you will be able to. Strikes, Gambit, Crucible. You're gonna have those pinnacle drops coming weekly from the weekly.
Oh, you mean
challenge.
drops? But I'm talking about the ritual weapon
Oh, I know.
right now.
I'm literally
Yeah,
giving you the other side of what maybe they could be thinking.
they need to do something about the ritual weapon because I thought this was the new thing. They told us no pinnacle weapon, right? It was too much. It was too hard to balance. There were many exotics. Well, okay, fine, all right. Now you're saying this ritual weapon. They came one season, for the most part, underwhelming. But at least people were like, all right, there's something to chase in these modes. Something to chase. There's a carrot there. All right. It's better than what the Nightfall's offering in the sense it's a unique thing. I get it. But to not say that is a problem. You know what I'm saying? That's a problem. And I just worry. I know they got trials in the back pocket. That should do well for them. We'll get into that. But I just worry that, what is there really you need things to aspire for. That's just how destiny works. It's just that
Oh, he said it
this
in the
this is a
director's
bad
cut
look.
too.
Yeah, this is a bad look. I can't sugarcoat it. Yeah, I was very surprised they did that. And did anybody make a statement as to did they respond to anyone saying? 'Cause I saw Tassie, I saw a couple people like, "Hey, is it me? Like no rituals, no like."
So
Has anybody from Bungie said it?
I saw
Mhm.
Dylan basically put out that we're taking in feedback from the first couple days of the season over
Right,
one of the bullet points, ritual weapons, engrams, like or emblems, like those were like the top
right,
two. So
right,
yeah, I mean they got the feedback, but they can't obviously change it this season. It's not like they're gonna
right. Clearly,
implement
clearly.
rituals halfway through or something.
Hmm.
That's not happening. So and that's stuff they said they would discuss later, but even in the TWAB,
Hmm.
there's certain things that they know that, like right here in the top of the TWAB, we are seeing discussion on new weapons of the season because people are thinking the perks are pretty weak.
Hmm.
The perk pools are fairly limited.
Hmm.
The War Mind cells are beefy, but that's a different animal.
Hmm.
Lack of ritual weapons for Vanguard Crucible, the emblems. So I mean, that stuff they're like, hey, we're taking in the feedback.
Okay.
But again, that's all we know is like we're hearing it. We don't know what's going to happen about it. It's not just
Don't
going to
know
be
what's
like,
gonna happen.
hey, we missed ritual weapons. We're going to make sure we get them in season 4. Done. No. It's going to be, hey, we get it in. We're going to get a director's cut from Lou Smith. We really can't make these things happen. Or if we
Mhm.
do, they're just like a checkbox. They don't get a lot of use. Like
Right.
then it's there's a lot of development time. We don't have any reasons
Mhm.
yet right now, which is again,
Right.
don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's just they've got to do something. You know what I'm saying? They're sitting on stuff, and it's just like I don't understand the thought process of not communicating with this. And yeah, man, this is a bad look. This is really a bad look. And I was very disappointed to see those type of weapons there. And the last point I'll make with this, and we move on from this one, is that again on the PvP side, you know, what's the reason to run comp this year, right?
So I'm like,
What's the reason?
good question.
Because again, Trials is here. That's the new. The hot Ferrari is back,
Yep.
right? Everybody's going to Trials. So by not having any, weapon, what I'm saying? Like, and then let's be real, since y'all the weapon retirement gang, you know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be much longer. We saw those numbers we woke up to at the end of every weapon, as far as, this can't be infused past this level.
Apparently that's
It's
some yeah, my tweet about that was apparently it's
Mhm.
been there, just don't notice the number. But either way, at some point you are gonna
Yeah,
be like hard capped at that. So then that will happen at
exactly.
some point. So then all of those will go.
Yeah, is that right now? What's the incentive to do comp? Like I don't see it. If that, and then again, you take away, most likely the future revoker and all this other stuff, and what you call it, recluse and regics or whatever. You know, they've got a lot of answers to provide to the community in reference to the thought process here. So did not like that at all. Gotta be honest.
Uh
Not a fan.
so
Mm-hmm.
it's like first day we've got public event,
Mm-hmm.
Warmind bit grinding,
Mm-hmm.
encrypted Warmind bits for the chests.
Mm-hmm.
We've got upgrading the bunkers, like
Mm-hmm.
NPCs.
Right.
You got the bonuses that come from those. Haven't
Mm-hmm.
used all of them yet. Like, haven't actually seen the big
Mm-hmm.
Warframe, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Um, just like first 3 days, initial impression, because Trials launches after we get done with this podcast. So many of you guys who
Right.
listen to this see it later on YouTube. Trials is going to launch like in 3 hours. So obviously we'll
Woo!
have a take on it next weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to do a little pre-chat about it. But before we just get into talking about Trials, I wanted to get just like
Mm-hmm.
first 3 days initial overall walk in the door, feel the impressions.
Okay. Again, honeymoon stage, so it felt decent for me. I did like the challenge of certain activities, but because I was under leveled. Namely, Lost Sector was a high point for me. You know, I really love that challenge. I love that aspect of those guys running around in there. You know what I'm saying? The overlords. You know what I'm saying? The unstop. I love that stuff. So I enjoyed it. Um, I will say the story beats were cool. You know what I'm saying? As far as at least having little cinematics, them there, you know, being more invested than just the game, giving you an opening cinematic and then just throwing you in the mix. There was still little steps. You know what I'm saying? There was us then talking to Rasputin. It was, you know what I'm saying? It was Anna and what you call it, you know what I'm saying? And Zavala and their banter. You know, again, little nuances that I like. But initially, look, I'm not blown away. You know what I'm saying? It's right now some serviceable content to grind. Serviceable be light right now. Be light content right now to grind until we get the full what's behind the curtain. Right? They claim that there's stuff behind the curtain. They claim there's stuff that they're working on. We got to see. We got to see. But right now, initially, see, I can't even answer because I'm so biased with trials. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's tough for me because for me the PvP my PvP side is in heaven. You
Yep.
know, in a few hours I'm about to go crazy. You know what I'm saying?
And
So, but I get it.
yep, and that's good. And that's
Mhm.
why I think next week's discussion will be interesting. Now,
Yes.
power level's going to be in effect this weekend. We know that's going
Hmm.
to be skewed for some people. The
Hmm.
crazy hardcore at 1012 or whatever I've seen,
Woo!
1010, 1012, up there for sure.
Yes.
Um, so for the average person walking into trials this weekend, here's this new activity. First time they've tried it. I am not a
Hmm.
I'm not a streamer grinder. I actually have a day job. I leveled some. I'm like 975. How do you think it's going to go for the average? Just
The
curious.
average,
Yeah,
the
player.
average what light
Player.
level? What
The
as far
average
as
player. Light
for
level,
what for?
like what level? I'm 977. You're 975. Like the
You talk about
average
the average light level for those going
to
into
try
trials?
trials. Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of dudes stepping in there with their 960 boots on.
Yeah.
Trust me, I think it's gonna be more on the low end that you think. And I think because let's be real, like a lot of us, even us who know the deal and know the grind, you got a great video out by the way. You know what I'm saying? Like we know the grind. It's just a matter of the time investment, right? So those with the time investment, the hardcore, to me, they represent such a small percentage, you know, that hopefully we don't encounter as much as them as we think. But I think it's gonna be more on the low end. I don't think only the hardcore is going. You're gonna see them 1080 Ti numbers
Yep.
when you jump inside. You know what I'm saying? Trials. You know, it's gonna be interesting. I want to know also how they're scaling that. Is it strictly Iron Banner style? You know what I'm saying? As far as the that is concerned, we got to see, man. I mean, I'm not gonna go crazy about it, but I my guess is that it will be toward the lower end, maybe average, probably where we are. You know what I'm saying? Like even the low under 980 to 970. That's a guy put in a little decent grind for 2 3 days or 2 days. You know what I'm saying? A strong grinding,
Yeah.
and then these other guys are definitely gonna be ahead. There's no doubt. But that again, it's 1 week. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
next week they supposedly implement whatever. But what do you think? Like where are you
I
where are
mean,
you
I have
at with the
family in
median?
town, so
Which
I might try it like
right.
Monday if I get to squeak some time in or a little bit like that.
Mm-hmm.
If I can find some people to play with too, and it's the hard part.
Yeah.
But if you even got on kind of a roll, and then all of a sudden you go into a match and you're like, dude, I'm getting like, I cannot, my shots aren't hitting as hard. I'm getting smoked over here. And then you check that guy's like profile like halfway through a match, be like, hey, I got killed. Let me check who I'm playing against. Holy crap, that guy's like 1,015 light level, and I'm like 980 over here. Got a 25-point advantage on me. Damn, like, I hope
Don't be
that for
real.
one, I hope they make it ultra obvious in game, like the little pop-ups they do that not like you accidentally look at wrong and it goes away. You need to like
What you
acknowledge
want.
and click OK. Trials this weekend has power enabled. Next weekend, this will not be there. So this is kind of an experience. I want them to make for the average person, because like even the fact that we read the TWAB, we follow their Twitter, we are like on top of what's here. There's a lot of people who don't even watch YouTube videos to know this crap is coming. They're just gonna be like, hey, trials. Hey, I got 2 friends. You want to play? Cool. We just got our ass kicked. Like, I mean, and just for those people, so they don't be like, what the hell? This is dumb. Like, so that isn't a thing. This is where like the little in-game tutorials, not the little flying tool tips that pop up, by the way.
Shout out to the tool tips though. Shout out to them not really being effective on PC because you load in too fast to read the tool.
Oh, that's fair, but yeah. Or you.
Oh, but can we? Yeah. No. Say no. Say what you gonna say.
But yeah, it's like some people could have that. This is again the first impressions of the season is where I've worried about this season. First impression, you log in and be like, hey, it's a new currency. It's an obelisk grind. There's like 2 weapons, and there's just this public event. I can't even go to the lost sector. I don't know how much I'm going to put in this season. Hey, I got a couple bodies. Let me go play trials. Now, I'm not saying me. I'm saying this is like someone. These could be just the like, hey, the login person who plays for a couple nights who doesn't read Twitter and watch YouTube videos. Who's like, hey, I'm just going to get my Destiny this weekend. That's my worry. I'm going to play. You know me. I'm going to play some or another. I'm still going to try and play trials if I can get some. But I'm just talking.
You should.
Right. But for some people, and I'm wondering about, say half of the bases on this ultra casual, not in the know side. How does it feel for them? And that's where I've tried to kind of put myself this like these few days to look at some things and be like, they're going to launch Grandmaster Nightfall. That's not for some people.
That's not for a lot of people.
Not for a lot of people. Areas, yeah, we got to try for sure. Then you've got trials. If they have that first time bad experience or they see what they're facing, they may not get into that. So it's like I worry about this. Feels like a drifter season, again the spring season, but it's like how many are going to be like, I've literally had some people be like, hey, I haven't played since drifter. If this is a falling off point and they're like, hey, I'm coming back, I'm like, well, you got a lot of stuff to do now. It could be cool. Now, granted, you don't get to see Season of Dawn. You don't get to see Season of Undying. Shadowkeep is there. Opulence is cool. They're not relevant anymore. Shadowkeep is, but
yeah, Shadowkeep is.
But it's just like I worry about the fall off of some people.
Yeah,
and it's again the persistence of I'm gonna go try the 1,000 Nightfall, and I'm in there. I'm trying. I'm throwing the Nightfall at him. I didn't have the sword yet, so that would be a thing to try later for solo. But those are pieces where I'm like, all right, I will try. And I'm the slightly weird one. Some people just won't. And
yeah, some people won't.
Yeah, it's like this is where it's kind of going to be. This will be an interesting thing to watch. Like if you could watch like player numbers and stuff like that. Like see where it starts at the top of season. Kind of check like 1 week, 2 week, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. And then like after a month and 2 months, like check those weeks and see what the numbers do to see if this is one of those that doesn't hit. Or if it's like burnout on like the bit grind or whatever. It's like, this is just where I'm kind of curious where things start landing. So,
no, it's a good question. My gut tells me it's going to be a more majority of lower to middle, you know what I'm saying, in that, as opposed to the hardcore. You know what I'm saying? I think it's going to be.
Yeah, all I can say is if I log in and play trials and I see gigs on the other team, I'm just going to take a screenshot, send it to you, and then put one of me walking out the door. If that happens, I am going to be like, I'm just going to sit. I'm going to do an emote sit down and just be like, yep, I'm here. I'm not doing anything. Don't kill me.
You're funny. Look, man, I think a lot of people are going to give it a shot. It's the whole magic behind it being back, and people are going to test to see how far they come and put their skill out there. So still think they got a shot to do well, but we'll see.
So when it comes, we do know a little bit more of details. There's actually a trials page, a little help article. Requires 960 plus, the trials passage, which I guess you have to do that quest for. And pre-made fire team starts Friday, ends Tuesday, so it is on the Xur schedule, not Monday, which some were thinking the weekend, but it's Xur schedule. So a couple more things that we know. Don't know what the quest is going to be like. That is the first step. You can go talk to Saint and get the quest going, but you can't finish that one yet. It's just like you kind of kick it off, right?
Yeah, you just kick it off. That's the vibe.
I'll be kind of curious how long it takes for people to actually be like sitting at Saint and be like, all right, what's next step? Are we just going in? What do we got to do? Because they say free to all players, but they said there's going to be a quest involved. Is it like go get 1 kill in PvP or go do this, that, the other? So it's like the longer steps we're hoping to keep the cheaters and the free people out. So
Right. I mean, and they could take an approach how they used to do. One of my favorite bounties from D1 was it the true meaning of war bounty that Shax used to have, and he'd put you through a series of tests. It was long, and it's different weapon types and stuff like that. So they got some things that opportunities could do.
You have to go play comp to go play trials.
You know what's funny? They would probably do that. We laughing. They would probably do that because they know damn well that is it. Oh, I remember something real quick. You asked me some other stuff that I did like about so far with the PvE content. I actually like that the Warmind bounties give you the option to play Crucible.
Yes, I do.
Finally.
Like it's literally one or the other. You notice there's not a third combo with Gambit out there?
Yes, yeah. They even got Black Armory.
Yeah.
Yeah, they ain't got Gambit. They like Gambit. Yeah, they got one that say, hey, forge a Black Armory
or
weapon.
Go play a match of Rumble. They did a match of Rumble. It's quicker.
There we go. Or go play Classic Mix. Go play this. I like that. And then even in there, they like, yo, if you use a linear fusion or if you use a fusion for whatever it is, what type of weapon type specifically, we're going to give you bonus. I like that. So philosophy-wise, I like that. But back to this whole joint.
That's a good one because that's a nice piece for those who don't want to live in PvE. It's like, hey, I do want to grind this up, but I want to go play PvP. Do both.
Yep. Completely agree.
So, trials. Next thing we know, we finally have an idea because everybody just wondering, are there boons? How's this going to work? How's the card? So, we know it's 7 wins, right? And there are 5 unique passages that can be bought from Saint, which offer their own mechanics. Each passage will track wins and losses in a single trials run. If 3 losses appear on a passage, players will be restricted from the activity and have to either reset the passage or purchase a new one. So, we've got always available Mercy. Forgives 1 loss per run. Now, they said it's 7 wins, not 9. Right?
Right.
The other side, you have Ferocity. With 0 losses, your 3rd win grants a bonus win. So if you get 1, 2, 3, you really just have 4. So those are the 2 that are always available. And then these are the ones that unlock after you do specific things. There is, after 5 wins, you unlock increased trials tokens from completing and winning trials matches. Yes. 7 wins grants bonus XP from trials, scaling with the number of wins on a ticket. Bless you. My wife walked in and sneezed, Salute. So perfect timing.
Salute.
Shout out to my wife. She's awesome. And then finally, after going flawless, Confidence grants a bonus reward from the flawless chest. So you got to go flawless once, and then you can get the confidence run. If you do it again, then you can get a bonus run or bonus reward.
Right.
So thoughts on those? Since we finally have some details, since they weren't even in the TWAB, it's just a whole article about them.
Yeah, just to me, it's just all this stuff is like a slight rework. Like I don't feel like anything is dramatically different. I think they wanted to eliminate the whole thing from D1 where people were just sitting on this plethora of trials tokens and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And I think they want to avoid that. You got that whole, they kind of depreciate or get eliminated, I guess, after it's done as far as the weekend or whatever.
Oh, the
So that's a
tokens?
cool
Yeah, they
thing.
go away. Make sure
Yeah,
you spend them.
right. So
Sorry.
it's not gonna be no hoarding going on, that kind of thing. But yeah, to me this is just a real. But the key right now, like I said before,
Got
is
your
the
mercy.
yeah, I got my mercy. So I was happy about that. I was happy about the mercies. The key right now is going to be the rewards. We nailed the aesthetic. We've nailed the armor. We got our Egyptian pharaoh gods. I could look like Amun Ra. I'm very happy. You know what I'm saying? Got my Anubis joint going on. And now it's just more of, okay, these weapons. I want that separation. I want that adept for the people that go to, to the lighthouse, or maybe some new intrinsic perk that, is trial specific. And it would be really cool for them to take advantage of that. That's what I want, But yeah, I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped. I don't think it's. Can we even talk about the elephant in the room that really surprised me?
Oh, Trials is you, man. You were.
Yeah. What really surprised he said you get a glow change. Yeah, I like my glow. I like my glows, man. I like the glow, man. The glow look nice. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to go for that. Definitely incentive on that. But to me, the biggest thing that they did, forget all the announcements, forget all the trailers, as fire as that is. If you remember, I think it was yesterday, I had tweeted you, I added you, Slow Mo, Forte, and Scream. And it blew me away when I was on Reddit and they had that announcement in reference to the whole, DDoSing, network connectivity. You know what I'm saying? This is a huge deal. You know what I'm saying? We all know the severity. And I felt strongly they would do something. I didn't know they would go this hard. Well, apparently, from what I'm told, they are hiding your IP address. You know what I'm saying? That you cannot get DDoS. Now, does this make you immune from every single type of hacker cheater? No. But that's a big one. That's a big one. You know what I'm saying? So to eliminate off the table is a huge deal. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully they continue and they can monitor. And I like that, because technically this was a Steam move, from my understanding. You know what I'm saying?
Probably Bungie working with Steam to make sure it's working that way. But yeah, it's like they're using Steam packet IDs as opposed to like literally your IP address. So
straight up.
Yeah, it's definitely got some security stuff in the TWAB as well. We'll get to, but they did make a shift. So it's definitely, and it was weird that they made a shift, but like Reddit knew it before, like 2 days before they posted it.
2 days before, yeah.
Somebody's like, "Hey, let me try and DDoS." I can't DDoS. Let's see why.
No, that's a big deal. Yeah.
As for the rewards, have you looked at what weapons potentially will be available?
I skimmed, and
are you trying to stay dark?
Yeah, I was like, all I care was like
the man who would break down every story spoiler is going to be like, well, I don't want to know all the rewards yet for this trials thing because I want to go in and be really special and I want to have my moment out there and it's just going to be wonderful.
Well, I gotta have that voice.
No, but seriously, man. I just didn't know how much you'd looked because I was peeking right now too.
I was shout out to Forte. They were telling me, my thing was the armor. That I needed. I'm happy. I'm a happy camper. But as far as the weapons and stuff like that, there's definitely some stuff that I see that I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that one. I remember this one. I'm cool.
To my understanding, there's one I know that is not in here that people were thinking was coming. Your 900 RPM does not appear to be in the list.
The Doctrine.
Doctrine does not seem to be. Now later, another season maybe.
Another season
build, but right now, your primary.
And if I recall,
primaries are autos and scout.
Yeah. If I recall, they I think that they are going to do Doctrine in the second because I don't think Doctrine debuted in season 1 trials in D1. Chat knows. Correct me if I'm wrong. But my gut is telling me it didn't, and that's when they switched to a different format of weapon. Because I remember like the trials weapons were like how they are now. They were kind of like black with the yellow. And I remember when Doctrine came out, they were kind of like I think it was different. I just think it was a different scheme, but I could be wrong. Yeah. I think it didn't debut with the first set of weapons. So I think they're saving it for that next set. And it's fine. Like I said, I just want to see the weapons. I want to get a hold of that and then see what other rewards they do for that lighthouse run. But super pumped, man. Super pumped.
I was like, speaking of
And
your armor, at least if you get armor this season, it doesn't seem to instantly be trash in the stat
mhm,
department too. So I will
shout
say a
out.
lot more legendaries. You look at them, you're like, hey, I'm in the mid 50s. They don't just totally suck. I got
Yes.
one, trying to think my highest one. I might have had one at 60. I don't think I did. Maybe 58 or 59.
hmm
But like
hmm
more frequent, not just like, hey, I need Iron Banner to get anything to consider. Just
hmm
legendaries are, I mean, you look at them all. So
Yeah.
there's a
No,
nice looking
absolutely.
ghost. There's a nice looking sparrow. So those will be out there, I'm sure, for crazy rewards. But yeah,
Yes.
armor and stuff is definitely there. So
Yeah. hmm
trying to get back to that page. So we got the boons. State
Yeah.
passages
Got our
can be used
boons.
throughout a trial's weekend and can be reset at any time. Only one
Mm-hmm.
passage can be purchased. So I think they said it's actually going to sit in your quest tab. You're just going to be resetting it that way. Trials bounties.
Woo.
Now the bounties and rewards are kind of different because the bounties actually I thought gave you the rewards previously. Like if you
Right.
go
Right.
through and you got that 3 wins, that's your bounty check. Now
Right.
the bounties are like your weeklies, your dailies, and your additionals. So you can have, rank points and tokens and all those types of things. So they're saying weekly bounties are going to give you 35 Valor rank points and
hmm
5 Trials tokens. Daily bounties,
hmm
15 Valor ranks and 2 Trials tokens, and additionals will be 2 Trials tokens. So all about those Trials tokens, which you'll be able to go to Saint
hmm
14, turn in some packages for.
Right.
Rewards. Players with 3, 5, or 7 wins on the Trials passage will be granted a weekly challenge Trials reward based on those which can unlock on a single passage. Once 3 losses
hmm
appear on a passage, wins will no longer count.
hmm
So 3 wins, powerful gear, tier 1. Those who are level 1010, this is not going to be helping them very much. 5
Yeah.
wins, powerful gear, tier 3. That's a pretty big leap, actually, for like the
hmm
+5. That's 5
hmm
wins. And then 7 wins, whether it's flawless or not, if you do manage 7 wins, that's a pinnacle drop.
Yeah.
So you're getting your pinnacles.
Getting your pinnacles, which I like. Finally.
Yep.
Get PvP.
There
It's a
you
big
go.
deal.
Yep. Going flawless on a Trials passage will grant players access to the Lighthouse. A
Woo.
reward space available only to players with a flawless passage. Players will get access to pinnacle gear from the flawless chest.
hmm
So pinnacle for 7. Sounds like pinnacle
hmm
flawless. It says
hmm
pinnacle gear will be given once per week per class. Once the chest has been opened and players leave the lighthouse, a new flawless passage will need to be completed to return. So do you think it's 7? Now it says 7 wins on the rewards for pinnacle, but then they're saying
Right.
going flawless is also pinnacle. So do you think there's 2?
No, I think it's 1.
Okay. I didn't honestly
think
know
so.
which way to read that.
Yeah, I think it's 1. I think it's all encompassing. I think it's 1. Yeah, man. This is.
Is
Let's
this all
go.
you were hoping for?
Let's
Got
go.
bounties, got
That-
rewards.
It's euphoric right now, man. Like I said, it's just really doing it. And the only thing I say I would hope for, I know this is long shot, probably not gonna happen. I was hoping for like a trials exotic.
The trials what?
But that may be trials exotic. That may be asking too much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Probably not.
But,
you get
so-
cosmetic
you know.
exotics. Does that help you?
I guess. But I
No.
wouldn't like.
Yes.
I guess.
I don't care.
I just want, someone that would have been a little extra. You know what I'm saying? A little extra sauce.
You gotta
on
go
it.
flawless to get an exotic. Talk about making people lose their mind.
They would lose it. But they be in that.
But I
round.
can't
They
go
be on that
flawless.
trials
But I
every
need that
weekend.
exotic. But I need the carry. But
But
they're DDoSing me. But now I can't DDoS. But they're aimbotting me. Like, man, there would be some.
Listen,
Yeah, it'd be.
yeah, listen,
I wouldn't
it's
mind
gonna be
seeing
fun,
one
man.
start by getting, say, hey, you need 50 wins in trials. However you get there. Like a good chunk, spend some time in the playlist. You may not,
Right.
you could get it this first weekend if you play a lot. Or if you play a
Right.
little bit, you give a group like every so often through the season. That type of thing I could see, and then doing other stuff. But like, if it's a flawless trials exotic, yikes. That'd be limited.
It'd be limited. But it'd be something to strive for. It'd be something to strive for, man.
Then I
like
can
said,
say
just
those
can't
freaking
wait.
Grandmaster Nightfalls better have some type of situation going on there too. If you get one, we get one at that level.
Oh,
So,
absolutely,
no.
absolutely. You know that. You know that.
And then the final
Sure,
piece
but
is
now,
Trials gear. Well, one, any Trials tokens you have, spend them before the weekend, before weekly reset, because they go away.
yes.
You do not carry them over. And they said Trials gear glows. Players who go flawless each week will have their Trials gear equipped, will have a yellow glow that will appear, fading slowly after 1 week. That'll be interesting. I'm like, is it Tuesday? Is it kind of there? Is it Thursday? It's almost gone. Friday, it's back to normal. To refresh the glow,
No,
players will need to go flawless again. Once a player goes flawless, they will receive 2 unique Trials emblems that can further change their glow color. Light for the Lost. Trials glow turns white when equipped. Light makers wear this emblem when carrying other players to the lighthouse. Lawless Empyrean. Trials glow turns red when equipped. Light breakers wear this emblem when trying to block players from getting to the lighthouse.
Deceit.
Now they
Treachery.
say that, but it's really just an emblem. It doesn't mean like, does it? It's just going to change the color of your glow. It's like, are they just saying that as trying to saying that's probably when you're going to wear those? Somebody red could still carry people. They just might be sending a weird message, maybe.
I think they just try to add personality to each of the different type of people who play Trials, and it's definitely different. You know what I'm saying? I have no problem with it. You know what I'm saying? I will say that shout out to Crow because he got a good video. You know what I'm saying? We might have to be careful rocking all this colorful stuff in Trials, making us look like a neon sign to get stuff. You might want to leak that on when you're in public spaces, as opposed to being in, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, you go play on Cauldron, you go blackout.
Yeah, you do not put on the laser light show outfit for that because you're gonna stand out.
Yep. So that is what we know for Trials. 7 wins. We do have the Mercy, and you have the Mercy or the boon of the bonus wins. You get a freebie off, or you get the bonus if you think you could do it. So before it used to be 9, you could get a free loss, but even with the bonus boons, you would be like, still have to get 7 wins. Now you've only got to go 6 if you actually just go straight through the top without the Mercy. What do you think? 6 too short, or?
But you still, if you go through without that particular thing, you still gonna need that extra 1. You're still gonna need the 7th.
You need 7 unless you go Ferocity, and then it says with 0 losses, your third win grants a bonus win. So you would only need 6. So if you don't play, with the Mercy, you would only need 6 wins. So it's actually a quicker card than it used to be.
That's new. What I like, I'm sorry, continue.
I was saying it could be, but you don't have the Mercy and the bonus. It's 1. So there's risk to reward there.
Correct. What I like is that for the hardcore Trials guy, again, this is not me. This is that, 5% the dudes, who are getting their carry on, Vanguard, 2 Vanguards, and, the Fallout plays and all that stuff. They are going to be incentivized to try these different play styles. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be aggressive or whatever with the frost, they're gonna be creative so that it's not just, I'm gonna grab the crutch one all the time, which is the Mercy revive yourself a lot.
Yeah.
So I like that aspect. I like that aspect. It definitely adds a different layer to it. You know what I'm saying? And I know we got the bounties stuff to talk about. But they're handling it right, man. They handling it right. This is what you got to do. You got to. They brought it back, but they added some new flavors to it because those type of boons did not exist in the first version.
Yeah, little tweak to it, so not exactly the same, but overall seems pretty good. And they did mention in the TWAB cheating. They're not going to tell us what they're doing, but they have definitely done new server-side security features. They've definitely got to make sure suspected cheater report form. Use that. Report them in game. They are definitely doing everything they can. Like the game is still set up with the matchmaking as it is, but sounds like maybe the Steam info is going to be better.
That's all we ask, bro. That's all we ask.
They're trying. They're doing what they can.
They're trying. That I love that. You know what I'm saying? Because again, that was the biggest concern. That was the biggest. This could be a damper on your problem. Not saying that they're not going to have any problems, because God knows Destiny has been very shaky lately. I don't know. How have you been experiencing it? I've been experiencing crashes, beavers, anteaters, all type. I don't know what's going on. I'm getting crashes exiting the game.
Yeah.
I don't know if you experienced that. Like
locks on like the fading
files.
Screen. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, what is going on, fella? So
there's been a lot of hard closes to that one.
Yeah. So once I heard that stuff from what is it? What is it? What's the train of thought? The whole what is it? What was I saying before the thing? The last point. I just lost my track. I had a whole
Security
point to it.
or
Security.
trials?
Damn, I had the whole thing with the security joint. But anyway, it'll come back. But yo, this is a good thing. This is a really, really good thing. Dope. I was pleasantly surprised when I see this. Like, did not think this would ever happen, to be honest. Not with their current setup. So this is good, man. Like I said, it's definitely them taking it serious. They want this mode to be clean. They want this to be as clean as possible. They don't want anything going on wrong in there shady as best as they possibly can. That's all we ask for.
Yeah. Is there anybody you're looking to watch play trials this weekend out of curiosity?
I gotta hit Fallout up. I like Fallout, man. Fallout's got a fantastic video out right now. Mindset.
Yeah.
7. You watched it? Did you watch it?
7 rules. Don't get picked.
Bro.
Number 2. Don't get picked.
Don't get picked. It's so real because what I really shout out to my boy. I gotta shout Kai Batu out right quick because I don't consider him like one of the best PvP players I've played with.
Yeah.
But I have good synergy with him. And what I realize is Trials is about synergy, who you play with. And the thing I like about it is that, there, like Fallout mentioned in this video, there are times you want to make a hero moment. Oh, I could take him. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I got my super, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes you have to fall back, follow some basic principles to stay alive. And that's what makes it so fun. And I've been doing so much elimination this week, just getting myself in that mindset, getting myself in that whole bag. But yeah, man, like I'm hyped. I'm pumped. I'm gonna definitely try to catch him. You know what I'm saying? I'll definitely throw my face in there just to see how it is. And who's not gonna look forward to say 14 as an announcer?
That'll be fun.
Who ain't gonna look forward to that?
That'll be fun to listen to for sure.
That'll be hot, man. I'm pumped, man. So yeah, I love this stuff that I'm hearing. Love it.
It should be an interesting weekend. This weekend versus next weekend, I'm also very curious to kind of get the feel of everybody and like the big power differences versus everybody a little closer. Kind of curious how all that eventually pans out.
Yeah. Hold on, he said he tried to get us that trials, try to get us in there.
Me and Cog trying to string a trials run. Can I get a backpack carry with space for both of us, please? Because I know I'm going to need some help.
I'm gonna need some backpack. We grab Scream up or something. We'll see. He was doing work, man.
Yeah.
I was playing with him. He was doing work. He was killing with Reform.
I was like, at some point I might try and do some trial stuff. Trust me, if I ever do, I'll stream it. This weekend, busy, but I will definitely look on trying to do it. So, but other than that, for the 12, they are going to look at trying to put some of these stat displays back in the games on the emblems. I know people kind of freaked out about it. Fractaline donated for the guy who had like 2 million. It's gone. That was just certain things. I don't know. It's just like didn't need to go away, and it was a weird display. Like kills is this, and then gold medals earned for the PvP beasts, and solo flawless pit of heresies, and all those things that people do. Like if they have certain ones, kind of nice to keep them up there. So we'll be coming back. I know they're trying to make you be like, hey, I want to just hang this little baby banner on my big banner. It's like, and it was cool in theory, but it was in the long run, like people want that quick display, like, hey, in matchmaking, damn dude, you got like 12,000 gold medals in PvP. Yeah, I'm a beast. Like, and it's just not there. So they are working on bringing it back. They won't do all of them, but they're listening to feedback, trying to bring back what they can eventually. So that's most of it.
I think, last point on that. I think it's just this was a technical issue. They were trying to be cool and implement a new feature. This is just my opinion. I could be wrong.
No.
They were trying to be cool and implement a cool feature, but this new feature interferes with the old system. And now they have to figure out a way to implement. And again, they should have been transparent and told us that this is a new thing they was thinking about doing. You know what I'm saying? Because it's jarring to wake up to your favorite stats or whatever it is that you've been tracking not there. You know what I'm saying? It's jarring to wake up to not know about ritual weapons. They had to be a little bit, they dropped the ball there. Those two definitely the community should have known about.
Yeah, it's the Just when we say we're getting a whole lot of transparency.
Uh-oh.
What?
No, I thought you were about to say like you found out something new.
Oh, no. Just I was saying, just when
Okay.
we think we're getting a lot of transparency, we get a season that just like launches with,
Yeah.
no ritual weapons and these
hmm
changes. And sometimes they hit the nail and then sometimes they just kind of miss. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
that's about all I know.
hmm
What about you? You got anything else before you try and get a nap in the play trials all weekend?
Ooh, ain't gonna be now. I'm gonna try to power through. I'm hurting bad right now, but I'm gonna try to power through
Need to get you
just to
some
get one.
gamer subs or G Fuel or Focus GG.
Woo! There we go.
Hey, any of you guys, we're open to sponsors here. We'll take just hit us up.
Let's go.
I got
We
some
need
Focus and some gamer subs. I'll just combine them together. I will just drill straight in. I'll be good to go.
that. We need that ninja and cheetah flavor. Let's go. Get that stuff, man. I'm all for it, man. For sure. But I'm definitely gonna try to just again, I just need to hear it. I need to see I just need to see my baby back in all its glory. And just to
Well,
hear
I'll be waiting for the tweet this weekend for you to have your
Woo.
helmet, sir. That's what I'm waiting on.
Oh, listen, I don't care how I get. I don't care if I get 3 wins and it pop up. All I want is my Anubis Wolf helm. Oh man, if I get that, get my outfit, and then that's what I miss. That grind. You know what I'm saying? Your Forte know I'm an up. He said, go to bed. I just see you. Forte, no, man. I'm a vampire. Yeah, but bro, I gotta stay up. I waited too long. It's been almost over a year. No trials. No, like I can't. I'm powering through. I'm close to the finish line because I know what's gonna happen. As soon as I hear Saint 14's voice, the adrenaline's gonna kick, and I'm ready. I am ready, man. It's so fun. 3v3 elimination, one of the most fun modes in Destiny. The king is back. It's back, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Now, I will, to your point, E, I am curious, all jokes aside, I am curious to see if it hits like how it used to.
Hmm.
In the sense of the community driver, the numbers. Like I said, when we pull up Charlemagne, how them numbers gonna look? You know what I'm saying? Maybe they start off strong. Let's see how the numbers go, a month from now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm very curious to see because we all know when Trials was Trials, man, I remember it was so many PvE droughts, no raids and stuff. And Trials was just that thing that just kept going. The streamers, the Twitch, all that stuff. It's going to be interesting if that culture returns. They've done a fantastic job of marketing. Okay? I mean, we got, trailer after trailer information, it was the worst kept secret that everyone,
Yeah.
kind of knew. But it's good to see. And just thank God they got the classic maps back. You know what I'm saying? Just playing those maps this week, though, like you commented, the feels. Like you're like,
Yep.
yo, I remember Anomaly. I remember this. I remember what I did here. Like, oh, it's gonna be something, man. I can't wait. I can't wait. I just gotta see my baby. It's in its glory, ready to go.
Well, that's about all I got. So, initial
Mm-hmm.
impressions on the season. We kind of got our first few days in. Trials, the big other half that starts in
Mhm.
2 hours. So, for those of you guys
Mm-hmm.
who listen to this later, obviously we're going before. So, next week you won't want to miss the show because then we'll have more impressions about said mode, getting a little time
Mhm.
in it. That's about all I got. You got any other final thoughts or anything before we go, or wrap this thing up and let you get
Mhm.
ready? Get ready to go
Yeah,
blow some
man.
faces off.
Look, PVE guys, don't panic yet. I understand. It's all about us, right? But you've had your shine. You got to step aside just for this week. For this week, you got to understand it's for your boys. Y'all gonna be fine. There's gonna be some secrets. There's gonna be stuff. Things gonna cook up. I just think right now they've got to work out the transparency kinks, the bugs, all the things that are really annoying people right now. Get on that, and I think they'll be fine. And then, yeah, man, it's time to get who's gonna be worthy.
Yeah.
Who is going to be worthy?
Gonna have
That's
your
what I got.
you're gonna get your flawless title this weekend, right?
I saw that. I'm like, I'm never getting that title. I saw the requirements. I was like, I'm never getting that title. Like, you gotta carry someone.
You have to carry
do
someone who's never been.
What?
Wasn't there one where
Bruh.
you need a certain number of wins once your card is full too? Is that like the gatekeeper or some crap? And I'm like, they're
Yeah.
incentivizing people to stay at 7 wins and keep going just to
Keep
fight people
going.
trying to get to the lighthouse. I was like, you chat.
That's
mean, dude.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah,
that's giving people who are at 7 wins the ways to like, oh, let me go ahead and make this harder for the people who might. Oh, I got to 6. Yeah, you're getting shut down. Somebody's sitting there with this like beast mode. Yeah. If I see if I face somebody who's flawless, I'm gonna be like, you're a jerk.
Shout out to Ben man. He said you can always carry me, bro. I'm looking for the carry. I'm looking for the free hand.
I need backpack space like the guy in Ace Ventura who got carried in on the back. Like, yeah, I need me-sized backpack carried in. It's not gonna happen any other way. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be fun. Mess around with Lord. Get stomped, get smacked. Hopefully I can get 5 wins. I'll call 5 a victory.
There you go.
I get 5.
5's decent. Trust me. I would be happy with like 3. So yeah, I'm pretty out of practice and all that stuff. So
yeah, that's it. That's what I got.
All right, guys, we're gonna wrap this thing up, and then I'm gonna send you guys. I saw Horseman is live. He's back in the world. So yep.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So gonna go over and send you guys to Horseman once we wrap this thing up. But quick outros, and then we will wrap this thing up, sir.
Yeah, man. You already know Lord Cognito on Twitter, and Iron Lord Podcast returns on Sunday. Actually, don't know who my guests are. We may have a guest. I'm not sure yet. I gotta figure it out, man. It's been a crazy week, but yeah, man. Please tune in. We'll be 1 p.m. Eastern, talking the latest in gaming. The sadness that is of E3 being canceled most likely will be a topic, as well as some other stuff going on in the gaming industry. But yeah, please check us out, and of course, every Friday morning. He hates what I said, but I'm going to say it anyway. The best Destiny podcast you've never heard is with my man, Ebontis, the last one. Fix your face, E, because it is. I don't care. If they hear us, they will love us. They just say hear us. A lot of people just say hear us. But, appreciate to the chat, support. You guys always make me laugh, always fun, always know the stuff to tweak buttons to get us going. It's all a good fun, and I actually love the community that we started to build. It's really cool. And like I said, just appreciate the support. And that's what I got. And Trials is back. Your boy's got his dream mode back. So be happy for me. Just be happy for me, PvE community. It's my time, man. Let me get this one.
Yeah.
Throw it up for Cog this week.
Enjoy it. So, and for me, as I said, I've got family in town this weekend, so I'm probably not going to be around very much. But come Monday or Tuesday, of course, you guys know where to find me. Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Ebontis, everywhere. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. So this is episode 94. Thank you guys for tuning in March 13th, couple hours before Trials go live. So next episode, going to be an interesting discussion for sure. So thank you guys for tuning in. It's been a great one, and next week should be an awesome one. So for the time being, it has been the last word.